Good time zone chat. How's it going? Let's check in here. Let's see if this button works. All right. A little behind. But we got there. Wearing my hair down today because I got my first haircut in 2 years yesterday. Yeah, about 2 years. Longest I've ever gone without one, for sure. Thankfully, a haircut of my choosing. Which is really not much of one. It's just a trim, keep it under control. Oh yeah, it's even after a haircut, it's the longest my hair's ever been, except right before the haircut. Let's see. That'll do. Boosting. We're boosting, I guess. Woohoo, boosting. Need to fix my Stream Deck. There we go. Actually, I'm going to go... why don't we finish this sealed? I'll show you what I built. This is what I did over the weekend on our main account here. But also let me say some hellos. I'll move this to a view here where you can see it. Oh, see, it's not working again. Tried to switch my audio to these earbuds and having more audio issues. Great. Audio. Here's what I want it to be on. Not gonna worry about it as long as you all can hear everything fine. And I'll deal with this later. Yeah, I don't know why, like, I do want to do one test. I'm gonna play a random YouTube video just for a second to see if I hear it. You all should hear it.
You're wearing $148 pants.
Yeah, see, I don't hear that. You're probably hearing it, though, I imagine. Did you just hear an ad start running? Yeah, all right. Well, you're hearing it. I'm not. I'm gonna take these out of my ears. They're literally not doing anything then, except making my ears a little less comfortable. But it also means I'm very not aware of any audio issues you may be experiencing. So if anything goes wonky, please do your best to let me know in chat. So let me get out of your way. Welcome everybody. I'm gonna say some hellos here. I'll show you what I am playing. Honestly, I didn't. When I decided to play my rares, I just kind of built the deck around it and it looked pretty strong, and so I went with it, and then it's been pretty strong, so I haven't really changed it much. These renegades aren't great, to be honest. I don't end up with a lot of modified creatures. The Ways have been overperforming. They both help with that modification thing. When you can pull it off as a trick, it's great. The main thing is it's 1 mana. The pull into the color pair was the Storm's Edge here, which has been very good, and the Lion Sash, which has been very good. But beyond that, the double Selfless Samurai. No, this is a sealed deck. Haven't drafted yet. I've also been liking this recovery unit. Sometimes, once the board gets clogged, it's tough to get it in and have it live. But I got the 2-drops that are good to get back. Like getting these Samurai back with this has been good. So this isn't some ridiculous sealed pool, and maybe I should be looking at some. Oh, this is the other kind of rare that's going on here. But really, this is like a powerful common with a tiny bit of upside with a tiny bit of downside. I don't really like exiling my creatures because it's a non-bow, especially with like the recovery unit. But a +2/+0 bonus on a 1 mana artifact with equip 1, that's what makes this thing so attractive. And especially when I'm doing things like spitting out 1/1 tokens, and it's also good. Yeah, if we're attacking with one thing, it's nice to make that one thing a little bigger. And yeah, 2 attacks with a life linking, first striking, Eater Virtued Storm's Edge has been very good. So yeah, but honestly, if I could just if I could replace this with the common from Mirrodin that it's based on, I would probably just take the common from Mirrodin. But that thing was busted. So Bone Splitter, thank you. Yeah, it's just I'm playing this for the Bone Splitter, but I would rather just have a Bone Splitter and not lose my critters from the graveyard when I'm doing things like Kami of Industry. Backing up, so it's like it's more non-bow than not past the +2/+0. Anyway, that's what I just landed on really quickly. We could even look like let's see what I am not playing. I don't even know. Like I'm not playing this Behold, which is obviously great. 3 hackers coming around on Suit Up. It's easy to be dismissive of this type of card, but they finally did what they have to do with all these blue abilities that nobody plays, which is tack draw a card on it, right? Tack draw a card on it, and then you liked it. Yeah, I'm there's no I like I said, I was pretty lazy about this gang. I built a deck, tried it out, said to myself, if it doesn't feel good, I'll come back, and then it felt great, so I never came back. But it may not even be the best build in this pool. Yeah, I should probably bring this. This was my final cut because I was trying to be, it makes a lot more sense if you look at, if I do this for the curve. If you think of this as a 2, and we put this back where it belongs here, and here, and here, it was really just a curve consideration. It was a way to keep anything at 6 out of the deck to run at 16. And this also plays as a 2, but maybe I should put it back in. It was I think I had it in and out of the deck as I was playing. I get it, but like the way as interaction has been vitally important. It's easy to you'd rather have Oath than Light the Way. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, you got to make a cut. So I get saying I would cut a Light the Way for Oath is fine, but it's they're not related other than being cards in the deck, right? I mean, this has been, like I said, this has been an overperformer for me. I could cut one. And this has been a bit of a stubborn, I've been trying to, if I cut it, I might even want to cut it for the Kami, and in that place, maybe the synthesizer, just let this whole thing go and bring back in the Oath And oh, this is where it breaks down a little because you run out. Oh, this is a possible splash too, but I didn't want to splash for this. You see where I landed though, because like then you start to run out of stuff. I get there's some artifacts here that we could consider. I don't know if we're rummaging much here. We've got not much of that going on. This was how I felt I could splash that blue if I wanted. Maybe a companion even would be fine. But you can see how the tail end of this deck gets a little bit whatever. But yeah, we can put back the synth, leave that in as a fine playable. I got some more foils of these. I just feel like this is a sneaky good card for a common, and in constructed, I think this is going to just be some weird piece of combo engine for a lot of decks. Well, I was just cutting it because it doesn't. What I've been loving about the synthesizer is its synergies in the format. It is fine in the abstract. You can just play it, so we will. But I pulled it because the real draw for me in this card of this card in the format is the way it synergizes, and it's not doing a ton of that here. That's all. Oh, when I say sneaky good about synthesizer, I'm talking about like old school constructed formats. I mean, I think it'll be sneaky good in places that maybe people aren't expecting it to be. That's why I have personally bought a bunch of foil experimental synthesizers, or pre-ordered them from Card Kingdom. Heck, I'm going to reorder another bunch today. They cap me out at 20 a day. I'm going to order another 20 right now, right on air. Experimental synthesizer, Card Kingdom, using my affiliate link. Let's go to the foils. Oh, out of stock. Guess my game's over. But see, that usually makes me feel good. When I come back and find that the thing that I've been maxing out daily from Card Kingdom is finally sold out, I feel good about it. I didn't really say my hellos. You take a look at this. Let me show you the rest of the pool. At least, like, I'll show you uncommons, rares, mythics, and uncommons. I'm gonna leave out the commons for now, just so you can see some, see the likely most powerful stuff, and then see if there's anything that you think we should really be considering doing instead of this. And just remember that land and the gold card are over there. And then I'm going to say some hellos, and then we'll play this out, and then we'll do another sealed or even a draft. I'll just let chat decide at that point. What's up, Alexis? Hey, Rob. Welcome, Hat. Math Core is here. Wizard may never be late, but I sure as hell am. Oh, man. Yeah, I ran behind a little bit today. Situation normal, all behind schedule. I don't know what that doesn't flow very well. We need to redo that acronym. Slabberwatsky, good time zone to you. Welcome, glad to have you here. Hat talking about the Arena Open this upcoming weekend being sealed for day 1 and draft for day 2. That's certainly a consideration. I threw that on the title. That's why we're going to definitely do at least this much. But when we'll do this sealed, we'll finish out this sealed that I started over the weekend, and then decide if you want to do a draft or more sealed after that. Mecha Druid, what up? Mama wants to see the full 360 on the haircut. Still enough to bang a little head and mainly, importantly, still throw it in a ponytail. The ponytail trick is important for this hairstyle, I've learned. That was the worst part of growing it out, was the time between when I would have gotten a haircut if I were not growing it out and the time I could put it in a ponytail. How many lunch boxes in the collection? Good question, Animal Crackers. Well, on this wall, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 40 just on this wall, and probably another dozen or so alternatives in the garage. So over 50, under 75 would be the range. And I don't know if anybody popped this up, but these were all acquired for like $0.25 to $1. These are all thrift store purchases, or in the case of my Mirrodin lunchbox, it was Wizard swag. But Alexis has one of those, at least. What's up, Tuesday? Hey, Rob. Math identifies the good blue in this. Looks like, I mean, really the good blue is in the commons, which is why blue is pretty strong in the format, I think, you know, or where it, you know, seems to have deep commons. Like if we look at our blue specifically, triple hacker, this has been fine, right? What I like the problem with 2 1s for 2, or one of the problems, that toughness, it really matters because a lot of formats have random ping effects, random, you know, or trading with 1 1s, you know, random 1/1 token generation, and that just gets 2 1s get so much worse in that world. Now this is still bad against the 1/1 token situation, but like take the Umezawa saga, like this at least doesn't get picked off by that thing, you know. I like that. And then throwing this on a creature that's really important and giving it that ward too matters as well. It's really this triple hacker that, and the behold, that is most appealing about this. Modern Age, the community seems higher on it than I am, so maybe I need to figure out, play it more and understand. I'm not suggesting I've got it figured out over the community, but maybe it's just I've been playing a lot of aggro. So like the deck I've been playing the most are have red or black in them and are low to the ground and trying to get you dead quick. And when I'm playing those decks, I kind of like seeing the turn 2 Modern Age. That means they're not playing any blockers, and you know. So, and then if I've got like this often, you know, this, what's the 3-drop called? This Unstoppable Ogre in hand. Like when I've got an Unstoppable Ogre in hand and they spend their second turn on a saga and I'm curving out with creatures, I'm like, great. They're gonna drop a creature finally on turn 3. I'm gonna make it not block, get in for 5, and then anyway, you see where I'm going. But I recognize that the format isn't just aggro, so I think a lot of where I might be off in my card evaluations is about me evaluating things based on how they would line up against the decks I've been playing the most, as opposed to the true spectrum of decks in the format. So just trying to be aware of that. It's hard to overcome the way your brain works, but it starts with self-awareness and a real effort to try and keep eyes open. But you know what? I'm gonna identify that blue is certainly a direction that could have been taken here, but we got a nice deck good to go. Let's finish this out the way it started with red white, and we'll see if we can get 2 wins before we take another loss. Let me finish up the hellos though. We're almost at the bottom. Vargan, welcome. Hey Brian. Hey YouTube friends. This is how we're doing this now. I'm just gonna spin this VOD up to YouTube for your consumption. So welcome all. Hey Haj, it's the sealed open. I forgot what it's called, so I called it the big event. But there you go, Arena Open. That's what they're called, Arena Opens. War Furnace, what's going on? All right. Well, let's don't need to clear the chat or anything. Let's get to the battlefield view. Free memes, maybe? Sorry, no free memes for you. Sometimes my competency is at your expense. Good thing for you, it's rare. Gonna get this format updated. Hey East, how you doing? Humble brags from Rob. I don't like Arena Opens. Constantly day twoing them and having to deal with day two is just... No, I hear you though. It's a structure that, well, it's saying this is you're taking a Magic weekend. You're doing a GP weekend. That's what they're going for, right? But yeah, 8 best of 3 match wins is a lot. But hey, at that point, you know, you're playing for big cash. It's merciful. If you don't do well, you're gonna bounce early. I know, Rob. I'm teasing you. This is the power of having the microphone. You're totally legit. It's a big ask. In all seriousness, Rob is pointing out that the ask of hours on day 2 is big. So they're really just set your expectations. And like, if you're gonna, if that's not what you have time for, it's okay to skip an Arena Open, even if it's limited, right? I think that's the big takeaway from Rob's point. Ask yourself if this is a weekend you have for Magic, and if it's not, let it go and don't worry about it. There will be more big weekends of Magic. But don't trick yourself. That's what you're signing up for. All right. Let's do it. Well, while you cannot order foil 1-drop red artifacts, whatever that thing is called, you can order lots of stuff from them, including a lot of stuff from this set. Check them out. The new Mega Rare is the Shrine token from the Collector's Boosters. Oh, great. Well, I mean, that's really the heart of it, the cosmetics factor of Magic. I was talking to my stylist last night as I was getting my haircut about that factor. What was it? Came up because there's something that it reminded me of poker chips and, you know, liking good materials. I can't remember what piece it was for her, but that, you know, there's something. Oh, dice. That's what it was. She was talking about having gotten new dice. She was a D&D player, and her friend gave her really hefty, some stone type dice. Precious stone, not, you know what I'm talking about. The good dice. And they feel so good. Like tossing hefty D&D dice. Oh, feels so great. And that's what reminded me of how much I appreciate good poker chips over bad poker chips when playing poker, and just basic lands, good basic lands over bad basic lands, and all that stuff it's all cosmetic, but it does impact your life happiness if it's making your hobby more enjoyable to play. And I think that's why if you're going to spend a lot of time doing one of those activities, I think it's worth the investment into the good, whether it's good chess pieces, good poker chips, good D&D dice, good Magic basics. Like if you take care of them pawns and get stuff that is a quality of life improvement, it's going to multiply out over the amount of time you spend with that hobby. We're gonna run out this sealed. This is maximum 3 games, right? No, maximum 2 games. If I win the next one, then we play the full count final game. So at most, I'm gonna play 2. Well, am I playing any games with this deck? Maybe I need to go draft so I can find an opponent. I don't think this is like. Sometimes you think you're waiting in the queue and you're just being laughed at. Yeah. I think the field might be this narrow Monday morning. That wouldn't surprise me, but I'm going to be sure and do a full log out. We'll try one more time. And then if we don't get in within 3 minutes this time, we'll just draft. All right. Let's give it a try. So, did I get... Yeah, this is where I don't have audio, so I'm forgetting what you all are hearing versus me. Yeah, this is feeling more queue density than anything. You know, we could do ad hoc sealed via, like, if anybody has a sealed deck that they've got on their account, maybe you got an active sealed. If you want to do one right, if you do one right now, that's going to be a little bit before you're done building. But we could also do something like I can bail out of this, do a draft or a different sealed, start a different sealed. How about start a different sealed and then play with chat? That's something we could do. Let me see what you want to do. Oh, and then I got paired. There you go. All right. Well, plan A then. Apples plus fruits. Interesting name. All right, so this looks sweet. Samurai into samurai. Ooh, maybe exemplar? What's the best turn 2 from here? I'm going to play plains out since we have lion sash, even though, I mean, I need a mountain. Probably the exemplar. And especially because it'll probably trade off with the decoy and the samurai. We can then decide whether we want to give up samurai or exemplar. Yeah, that's true. A 3/3 does just attack through the decoy. That's a good point. Yeah, we should probably do that. Okay, let's do selfless since it attacks through. And we almost don't care. Like, either way, we can recover. This is what I like about the recovery unit in this deck. It picks up one of these 2s that you inevitably lose. That's what I was thinking, Rob, but I like Alexis's point that with the 2-1 across the way, Exemplar technically lets us attack through this board. Of course, Oppo likely to drop another creature that makes that not continue to be the case. But hey, they want to race. Wow, I wonder what this means. I wonder what's coming here. Maybe removal for the Samurai? Ah, Ninjutsu, there you go. I'm okay with this. There's our synthesizer. I think we should drop Samurai and attack with Samurai and get some life back, and then I like where that takes us. There's nothing to really get with the extra mana here. No 1-drop artifacts to make free. But a 2-3 threatens a 2-1 nicely. Oh, computer, I gotta do something about my machine. I don't know exactly what's made it be so pained of late. I should at least do the hat thing and dampen the noise of it for you all, but... Well, there you go, priorities. My priorities have been elsewhere. Now, yeah, is Oppo going to swing in here? And if so, are we blocking? They've now taken so long that it feels like if they do swing, it's kind of bluffy. I would snap block anyway, because I'm in that mindset of I will trade for your trick. That's fine. This isn't a super important card. It's not terrible, but it's not super important. It cannot be recovered by the recovery unit. That's worth noting. Yeah, it's a good question. Do we lead synthesizer with no land? Let's see what they do and what we... Because we could just drop this and then send in the Peerless, and it becomes a 3/4 Vigilant Lifelinker, and I think that's just a fine turn. Or not Vigilant, maybe. Sorry, just 3/4 Menace is what I meant, not Vigilant. Found land anyway, so that makes that less important. And trouble is, we don't have any additional white, so we're stuck on synthesizer as our play anyway. So I'm going to play it because I think we're just following with Exemplar if this doesn't produce a white source anyway. And if it does, what are we doing? Probably still Exemplar. I'm not going to do a recovery unit. All right, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Could Lion Sass, that didn't do enough. Yeah, just even though it doesn't change the plan, I'm glad we got the land we wanted out of it. Nothing to get with the fall of Lord Konda, so we're going to wait on that. Oh, it changes the plan, says Alexis. Are we doing Imperial Recovery Unit? I don't see why we're doing that. Yeah, that's true. We can actually cast the Lion Sash. Good point. It changes, it doesn't change the plan in terms, it adds to the plan, shall we say. But it certainly makes me want to tap the mana carefully. They may block here. If so, we snap the Samurai, Selfless Samurai off, and then get it back with the recovery unit. Yeah, this deck is doesn't look like much, but it's just, and especially because it's in this attack alone lane that's not been great in the format, but it's been working. I don't know. I'm at 5 wins. I'm pretty happy with that. And in fact, I habitually started with the old 0-0, but this one is midstream and we are at 5-2. Yeah, probably suiting up next turn. We'll see what we draw, but there's nothing to get with the fall. So probably suiting up, and there's nothing to get with the recovery unit. So these our two spells in hand don't do much. Probably suiting up and cracking the synthesizer. In fact, crack synthesizer, then suit up is most likely. So this is interesting. I kind of like letting them have the loot. Although, let's see, what are they doing here? See, because they're already going to cast that. It doesn't matter if this connects. The question is, do we want to trade off? Exemplar, we could get back with a recovery unit eventually, but that's a couple turns away. And we leave it here, we get to just add to our attack. I'm going to let him have this. I like all of these cards too much right now. Maybe I'll crack the synthesizer and make a token that I'm willing to put in front of the hacker next turn. Yeah, that's true. I did give him extra value there, but it had to be a land. I mean, one of the reasons I let it all go, Rob, is that with them committed to casting the Song Shaper as their free action for the turn, I figured I'd let them have it. And interestingly, they have not chosen to even do that. So, what does that say? Interesting. That is some information. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, though. I don't know if it changes anything for us right now. It could be a suit up. Could be a suit up. But in which case, I still think we're fine with... I'm going to go... I think we crack the synthesizer here, although if we suit up ourselves, the Renegade does get its thing going. So we can do... Yeah, I'm going to hold here. And then this... I'm willing to block with this at least. So, yeah, what I'm trying to do, Hodge, is see if I'm playing the mountain or not. So I'm going to do this. And... Well, the Lion Sash doesn't actually add any counters right now, so there's no need to suit it up yet anyway. Let's attack. Just attack with a Samurai. They might just be trying to block with the decoy to draw. That is one thing that might explain their actions, but I don't know why they'd be so excited to draw and then not play they got a free 2-1. The free 2-2. So really trying to understand where the decision to not take the free 2-2 is coming from. Do it like this, and I will go ahead and save it. You don't? Why not? This if this dies, I can't get it back with the recovery unit. If this dies, I can. Y'all, you think it's a trick because I'm just playing into their trick, but they might just be trying to get the decoy. But you're right that this is pretty acceptable. So that if they want to just let this happen, we could live with that. I hear you, though. Alexis is just being more conservative than I was thinking to be, but she might be right. Yeah, the unit is why I was thinking that. But Alexis has a point. I also don't want to get blown out. So... All right, well... Interesting. Look, yeah, there's a couple of perspectives on this. This is why we play this game, right? This is an interesting line. But chat's a little more on the sack plan, so let's do it. But let's see if Alexis is right. There is a trick here that's making this less good than we would like. No, I think, look, maybe they were just on draw with a decoy? I don't know. Something about attributing to malice what could be attributed to incompetence. Something like that. Now, let's go Renegade. I know, I don't understand. Nothing here is making sense. Counterspell? They just wanted to really counter something? So they're targeting the Lion Sash. All right, well, this is going to survive. This dies. Decent, but it is what it is. Yeah, we can just get Sash back. Good point, Haj. We got a couple of... I forget these things are creatures sometimes because I'm so looking to get them attached. Couple of bronze plates. Nothing to hit with Lord Conda so far. This is freaking sealed, and my opponent hasn't dropped a 4-drop. Of course, we haven't really either, so I guess this is the low curve sealed battle. Well, now we get a recovery unit. Unfortunately, it's just going to trade 1 for 1 for probably a bronze plate. That in and of itself is probably fine. We could also synthesize first and then use the resulting token to do the crewing, and then see what else might be waiting. Let's do that. Ooh, very nice. Suddenly we may be able to save our recovery unit. I like it. All right. Means if we fire this off, we don't get to necessarily pay, but also maybe they don't block because they can see this. So it's like now it's like I dare you, right? So we dare them. Sending the suit for sure. We could even send the samurai. If they block here, it takes 2, and we get a bronze plate boar for a samurai, which seems fine. This one, yeah, right? Exile, because it's exiled face up unless it says so, right? So it's exiled face up. Oh. Well, Oppo got bored with me talking with you about this line. For all I get mocked. I wonder how many wins I get for just playing a little slower than average. We'll take it. I think we were going to win that one. We were in a great spot. It was a matter of figuring out how we were going to leverage the value. Really, there, I was just trying to figure out whether I was giving up a samurai in that spot. I think the answer was yes. Then I was going to attack with both. Yeah. LSV doesn't need to employ that strategy. He can beat you quick. But the old think it through until they scoop tactic is surprisingly effective. Yeah, when stuff is on the line, that's true. Boredom scoops come more in the, especially in the constructed queues. Great little opener. We get to put this on white, drop an exemplar, and you then either go peerless or unstoppable, depending on what the board says. Now, combat trick as well. That's more what I think of it as in this deck, a combat trick with an out at 6 if we happen to get there. And this is a case where I'm fine trading, I think, the exemplar for the bearer, especially with Lion Sash hiding out, waiting to get him. And also, we can potentially, well, we can't bore and save it. So I'm going to offer. Let's offer here. Yeah, I didn't take anyway. So this is fine. We get to follow with... I'm going to play plains over mountains in general. Although we have more red cards, we have a Lion Sash that has this one white activated ability. Probably need to mix it up anyway, but I'm going to go plains now and samurai. Next turn, we're looking to unstoppable main phase, attack with just the samurai, and then drop the 1 mana sash. Liked it, but hey, we traded for a 3-drop that can get much better things out of our deck, so that was actually nice. Well, doesn't really matter. The ogre doesn't need to make anything block here, but it is going to be cast, so I'm going to just attack first and then drop the 2 spells. I almost said, "Where's your fate into antiquity now?" And then it was like, "Oh, it is right there." Okay, yeah, that's good. Well, they happen to have 2 pieces of exile removal, right? But you can see how this card has just been kind of doing work this game. Like, if those weren't exile removal, but they were just dead, like, we'd be so happy. Unfortunately, we're seeing some bad timing with that a little bit. Do we want to offer Unstoppable Ogre for Bearer? If I just attack with Samurai, I can just run out the Iron Hoof. It's funny, it's got haste, but I can't cast it until I'm already attacking to get the discount. So maybe that doesn't actually do much, since we can just haste it out next turn. And to that end, I think we go ahead and offer here. I'm just going to send in both. They'll trade for the ogre and we'll drop the unit. Yeah, it was less about willingness to trade off the ogre and more about whether or not it was worth solo samuraiing to get the Iron Hoof Boar out on 5, but the answer was no, not when it has haste and it can come out on 6 with the mountain in our hand. Alright, so they're using all their removal here, and hopefully that means our Iron Hoof Boar will be unopposed. We'll see. They've got 4 cards left. Presenting lethal. And with Wanderer's Intervention, if they come up with the only thing they've got is a block for the 5/4, we kind of win. Alright, they have bottomless removal. And Imperial Oath coming through. That card's looking real good right here. This doesn't matter, right? Whether we're not drawing anything, so I guess, yeah, technically right now we could cast this, but it doesn't matter. We don't want this. They don't even want me to choose. Well, there you go. Apparently Imperial Oath should have been in the deck 100% of the time. Well, removal.deck sure doesn't like an Imperial Oath, right? 3 reasonably annoying creatures for 1 card. All right, good start. Kicked off with a little sealed. So we can do a draft, or sealed. If we do sealed, I will then do a follow-up and see if there's people who would like to do sealed against me. So we can just do sealed via either active sealeds you have going on in the client, or make your own via Senryoku via mtga draft.tk, right? So that's the choices. Or we can just draft, since we've done some sealed here. Let's give it 45 seconds for sealed or draft. And if you choose sealed, we'll figure out the nature of it. Assume 0, 0 regardless. Draft, all right. No problem. I will do a 1v3 though. Best of 1 or best of 3? You tell me. I've been doing best of 1 kind of 100% of the time so far. But we're deep enough into the format. I'm ready to try sideboarding if we want to go that route. Close one. But sure, let's try a traditional. How many people will be here? I don't know. I'm going to use gold because sealed only takes gems. So if I want to practice any sealed, I got to build up some gems again. But here we go. Right back into it. YouTube friends, if anybody wants to throw a timestamp here into the YouTube notes, that'd be great. Then people can hop right to this draft if they want. I thought sealed was gems only. Maybe I'm crazy, but I remember going there and not having a choice, but maybe it was an account that didn't have enough gems, so, or didn't have enough gold or something, so I didn't see it. Maybe I'm just misremembering. It's possible. Certainly in my range. Wasn't sure what to expect from this queue at this point in time. Thought maybe it'd fill a little faster, but I figured even, especially with competing for practice for the Open, makes some sense that some of the drafting queues are maybe a little longer this week. What else is going on? Had one of those high accomplishment, feel good Sundays. I got car's oil changed and a big donation run to clear out a lot of our clutter. Got this haircut. No, Texas, you can't really get it back. Although, honestly, if you reached out to customer service, yes, you could get it back. It doesn't give you a way in system to just get your money back, but if you felt strongly about it, you could certainly take it up with Wizards. Here we go. Just the one haircut, all one word. Yeah, I can edit the stream info while we're waiting. Oh, good. Let's do this again. All right. Ooh, that's a rare I don't know. What is it good? What does it do? Spring Leaf Avenger, a 5-mana insect ninja. 6/5, 5 mana. Fine set of sats to start. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Hits hard and is Value Town. Good place to start, it seems like. What else do we like in the pack? I haven't gotten this going myself yet, but I've sure been beat by it. Somebody, I can't forget who, but somebody made it sing in the Gauntlet on Friday. And Leech Gauntlet, speaking of gauntlets, is very good. Spirited Companion and Virus Beetle kind of mirror images of each other that way. Both very powerful, but give me the Companion over the Beetle in the abstract. But now, let's see if we can't play ourselves a Springleaf Avenger. This thing looks sweet. This shrine is a non-bow with ninjutsu because you don't want to return this to your hand. We could take a containment construct early and try and work around that. Bronze Plate is fine. Ambusher could go towards the green-black ninjutsu, which I've been good with. Kunai goes in anything. You take the shrine. Yeah. The Saga is great. Again, I need to come... Yeah, I guess I'll just take another green card. At least it cuts the color. I didn't love anything there, so... Cutting a color in the face of nothing great seems fine. This is the Pilot Maker, or this is the removal? Oh, I haven't done green-white before. We could take this. Maybe we end up there. Befriending the Moths is good. Nothing much else going on in the pack. I like this in a ninja deck. Yeah, what's the channel part? Okay, discard this. Exile target artifact or creature. Return it to... Yeah, so you can blink or remove. Well, we're going to be removing with that if we play it. Fade into Antiquity. Second Shrine. We're not married to white yet. We can take another Shrine. Fade, just good removal. This is probably doing fine in this deck. Is this really the worst shrine? If so, they're all fine. Because if you're telling me that a 2/2 first strike for 3 with upside is like the worst, it's like, this is a good cycle then. That being said, maybe just the fade. I've been liking this too. Oh yeah, Moth is fair. I guess I took Fade, but Moth is fine. Moth would have been fine too, and I should have considered that more. Preserver is awesome though. Here's that blue shrine that we were talking about. We're gonna let somebody else pick that up. Yeah, I think we just take the Preserver here, and pretty happy with that being heavy green so far, and doing a good job cutting good green. Like, I like the green we've taken, and but we're not leaving any great green in the pack by and large to pass downstream. So I'm hoping pack 2 serves us up with some good green as well. It's pretty strong in the attack aggro white decks, but probably just take a Cuff. A little more defensive than maybe we are starting. Commune also seems fine because we're doing enough on the enchantment side. It all seems pretty meh here. Some, this has some dreams. People are liking the commune, sure. Okay, we'll take it. Maybe, was I supposed to consider that big artifact too? Maybe we're going to be doing enough here. But here's a Moth Rider to keep us in the white lane, but we don't need to stay in that lane. There's clearly a lot of blue going around. We could take the Technician and go into green-blue. But chat seems happy enough with the Moth. I was regretting passing the first one, so sure. That's what I'm thinking, Yamakuribo. Although I'm not, like, the Moth is pretty darn good. Like, what we take over it, the Tactician, maybe. The other, there's deep blue in the pack, but not great blue. So, because the Moth Rider was still probably the best card in the pack, we'll just take it. But continue to keep our minds open. Essence Capture, for example, is interesting. Oh yeah, what's this one? Well, we can take this. I hate running lands that don't tap for colored mana, but as a 17th, if we were gonna... Well, this is best of 3, so I'll take this over very little else, but I'll kind of want the Centipede in case we're green-black. Yeah, Synth, also legit. I like drawing cards, but generally to draw cards, you have to survive and make it to the late game, and being unable to cast your spells because you've got some dumb, no-colored mana land in your deck is among my least favorite feelings in Magic, truly. Knowing that I would have put a forest in and then not having any green, but having the reliquary, right? But yeah, we'll take the trainee here. Sorry, I was on this because this was pretty obvious to me. These are okay, but I still don't know we're white, so obviously going to take the green card. And then Synthesizer comes back again, comes around. So I'm going to take this here over a Combat Trick. Although Combat Trick, legit, if we are green-white, I just think that I'm willing to hedge towards the Synthesizer here in case. Another one is also a Kami, but a bit signally, depending on how you think of the Synthesizer. Oh, what land? I wasn't paying too close attention. Did I pass? Was that one of those base duels? If so, yeah, I should have taken that. Oh, the red-white duel. Yeah, maybe. I didn't see us as red-white, but I see the splash potential that you're seeing. I know that Luis and Marsh are up on 3-color splashing and stuff. I have not been doing that very much in the format. I'm still, but again, maybe because I've been very aggro, and I don't really want to splash in aggro. Yeah, see, I think we're probably just not red, though, is the thing. I think we're just green-white. Oh, and there's a Tempered Solitude that's pretty appealing, and not much else going on. We don't want this, unless it's super splashable. And yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah, the only thing that has me considering it is the fact there's not much good in this pack, but I'd rather just take a 2/3 lifelinker or an Era of Enlightenment. Oop. Yeah, I think we take Era. I don't know. Maybe I need to get bolder with splash potential in the format, but I'm still on why splash if I don't have to. It's been fine, but really as a 2/2 double strike for 3. Befriending the Moths would be nice. Rebuke. I guess I gotta take the Rebuke for the removal, but I really do want the double strike. Get the hot tub here. Could also just get some fixing. You take a second fade over first rebuke. I like first rebuke over second fade. You like the repel? This also, yeah, this does enough, right? The enchantment clause on there is important. And it's best of 3, that's a good point. We'll take it. Might start it here for now, but that's just a nod to the best of 3-ishness of this. Roaring Earth, Imperial Oath, or another hot tub kami opportunity. I think we have enough going in green-white that I'm just going to stick with it here. I mean, maybe something will come along to change my mind, but we lose a lot if we cut white at this point. Earth is meh has been called. I guess I'm on Oath. I wasn't sure there, though. Did this do anything? March of Burgeoning Life. Additional cost, you make exile green. Target creature with mana value less than X. Same name. Okay, so go get a copy. Yeah, Stalker or Disciple here. You like the 3-drop over the 2? My heuristic is to take the 2. But our 2s are okay and our 3s are light. So even if the heuristic is correct in general, for this spot specifically, feels like we need that more so. Tanuki? Or another Preserver? Subduer? Nah. You got another preserver. Math likes preserver. Tanuki, I've been resisting in a splash direction, but it's sure nice to have one so that if we do find something too bomby to pass, we can do it. I like preserver too. We've got one though. I'm gonna spread it out. I'm gonna take first Tanuki over second preserver, but another golden tail. We got 2 moth riders. Do we want to pile up moth riders to be sure that we are ninjutsuing? The thing is not sure because other people are playing flyers too. I think I go more lifelink than more moth ride. That's my feeling here. Sunblade or air. Sunblade. I'm really not happy when I spend any of my second, third, or fourth turns channeling the samurai. I don't love it, but it's nice to be able to go and get a plains. I mean, if you don't have that land, boy, it's nice to have that ability. That's for sure. Tempered has been just great. I thought it might be good when I saw it, but wasn't sure about but boy, this has been the game winner for me when I'm running it. But we're gonna take Boone. I'm not looking to get into red at this point. What? Whoa! Hey now, Wizards of the Coast. What the hell happened there? What I saw was a pack full of green and white cards that I didn't get to pick from. But I did see that it was a lot of cards that I would have liked to pick from. Wow. Oh, we got Befriending the Moss. So somehow we got auto-picked and was befriending. I don't know if there was better ones, but that's a pretty good one. And pack 2, pick 11. We'll certainly take the Scoured Barrens and have a chance to splash some black. This is just gems, but why not? Well, that seems good. So does that. These are okay. This is whatever. This is not really good. You try and wheel this? You think this comes around? I don't think that's meh. I can see taking the Saga, but calling that meh seems wrong. I'll take the Saga. We can see if we can wheel that. But Chapter 2 of this saga is one of the hardest. I don't want to do that generally. Yeah, it's true. Samurai helps find the plains and is a nice return target for it. And that's where casting that rare, that's where Greater Tanuki play it. You know, you're happy to just go fetch your 4th plains. Boy, I don't know if I'm playing Reliquary in a world where I'm trying to make white happen. Another Rebuke is available, but we also have a on-color rare. See what this is about. Flying 3/2. Yeah, this is pretty annoying. if you can move this around real quick, you really make somebody have artifact removal. Well, I don't think it's bonus text. I had a hard time with the deck because they got this equipped and I didn't have immediate answers. Sure, let's take it though. Yes, from a pick perspective, the main thing about it is being just a 3/2 flyer for 3. Compare that to that suit, right? The 3/2 flyer for 3 at common that you need to accrue. How about just have it? Arrest for the removal over any of the other stuff going on here. Yeah, let's take that. Haven over Season, or Season over Haven. I think that those are the only 2 real options here. Yeah, it is nice to have 1 season, especially we've got sagas we like. All right. And we're still only 2 color, and we don't even have that quad white card yet. We might wheel it, but it's not even something we're trying to accomplish yet. At this point, it might be making the cut. We've got a land in the deck that I'm going to pull just to show spell count. We're at 24 right now. Soon to be higher, though. We've got 4 2-drops to consider. I don't know if we're doing enough to do the construct. Probably not. So more interaction or 2-drops. Let's see. Well, we're pretty low on critters, but you don't need to be... I don't think that's very playable. Not that I remember. I think we need. Yeah, I'm with you on Samurai or Gems, Haj. I think we need a 2-drop more than a 2-drop creature more than more removal. Our removal is pretty solid for this color pair. When we were young, yeah, here we can get the Mana Dork or attackers. I know it's not great, but we do have 5s and 6s we're going to, so I don't mind getting some ramp. I'm going to take a little ramp. We'll see. We got some tough keeps now. The Double Striker came back. We'll take that over another Moth Rider. I might be overvaluing the mana. The trouble with these mana critters is that once they do their thing, they become very underwhelming. Yeah, now we can take the Kami. We're not even thick at that slot anyway. I take that. Safekeeping is interesting, especially in best of 3 where we can bring it in and out of the board, but I like the Kami there. And then 2 or a 3. We got a lot of these now. Let's just take a 2. You like more lifelink in math? Are we playing 3? I don't know if we're playing this. We don't even have vehicles. I guess we don't have vehicles. It's just a 2/2. Yeah, I'll probably cut the other one. I think 1 season. So you can cut this one here too. Yeah, see, look, we did end up seemingly at least kind of in the right place. I think another befriending. Go think of our long game as opposed to a mechanic here. Well, we got cut, so that's cool. We've also gotten some late rares for just free gems. Free collection building. Don't think this plays here because of not because it's bad, because of job. What job is it doing, and how do we fit it in? How about we do this way today? No, I still want this view. All right. Definitely playing our 2 patrols. Our era, yeah. This might be a little underwhelming, all things considered, but it's still a play. I'm never not playing a 2/2 double strike for 3 even, so the ninjutsu is just gravy to me. Well, okay, I'll cut this because we can see, but I think we're going to be running the exemplar. I think it's fine. And I think we're going to need it. I'm going to put 2 disciples in for now, just because of, you know, we got a lot of space that we got to figure out. So I'm going to be conservative about what I'm willing to throw in the main. I think we will throw in the Otho tub. This is kind of a quasi land. Yeah, Sunblade's almost certainly coming in. Oh, this is definitely coming in. Bring that in. All right, fine. I'll bring in. It's a little clunky and I don't love it, but it is what it is. We're playing it. Definitely playing this. Definitely playing this. Yeah, we're playing that. It just is too flexible to not playing the interaction there. Playing one of these main. Look at our. This is where our lack of 2s. Like, we got to play these 2s. Going to play a ramper. This is where I come back to the exemplar and feel like it's kind of got to be in there. And then, are we done? Although we can cut. We can go 8/8 commune. Do we want to play this? I guess we didn't end up with the quad. We do have the Tanuki. Yeah, we can play that. But maybe it's an 18th land of sorts. I don't know if we have artifacts. We have 1. What is it? Oh, it's the rare. This thing. I mean, it is what it is. It's simply a 2-drop that ramps you. Well, when it attacks alone, it's it does it on itself. We got 2 warriors and oh yeah, trainees should definitely be in. Thank you. So then that makes me. Oh, yeah, played both the other one. Oops. What did I just add on accident? Oh, thanks. That's why it's hard to see. Well, so now I'm back to wanting to go to 16 plus a commune. We can cut the merge keeper. Tanuki can be our ramp. Yeah, and this is doing less, right? Let's cut that. Now we have a deck again. Season wouldn't suck. If we play Commune, why? It's because we want to dig for enchantments, and we got 13 of them. I think it's worth it with 13 enchantments, Haj. And I like it as a straddle between 16 and 17. It's not quite 17 land. It's not quite 16. Thank you for that sub, goblins and androids. Appreciate it. Geothermal. What are we ETBing? Getting sagas back and redeploying them is pretty good. I think we want geothermal. It's not at its best, no, but like over what? I mean, I guess we could bring in, but I like repel as something we bring in when we see we need it. All right, well, let's cut a befriend, because now we can bring it to what to add. So, or maybe here, I'll even cut the commie. So now there's 2 to add, so we can take top 2. And I'll do a poll. And you vote for your favorite, and we'll just take the top 2 out of here. So, so Kami for the hot tub, Season for Season of Renewal. I'll throw Keeper on the list in case you think a 2-drop ramper is. I mean, it's not nothing here. It does something. We've got Moth. I'll put Moth for Befriend the Moths. Repel for the. We could start this in the main and board it when it's not good, over the other way around. And then the third Golden Tail might be legit, but I'll just put other. If you think Golden Tail number 3 or some other thing is the right play, we'll just call that other. Yep, it's a lot of options. Maybe too many. Is there one obvious that you would never? Maybe I'll take Repel off. Let's start Repel the Vial in the sideboard till we're sure it's good. So I'll cut 1. But here you go. We're gonna add 2 of these. The Robbest of answers from Rob. Looks like Season's in for sure. And then what else? Kami. Kami. Geothermal Kami. Nah, not with Commune. I'm happy with 16 plus a Commune. I think that's. I mean, you could, yeah. So nah, land's not an option. And also with the Tanuki as a quasi 17th, I think we're good on land. Yeah, it's best of 3. Hey, Randolph. Yeah, it's been a while. The sub song is new. Did you see the Haven't Met chat yet? Maybe we have somebody who hasn't seen Haven't Met chat yet. Jeez. All right. See how this goes. How good do you think this is? Well, it's awesome you came back and found us again, Randolph. Glad to have you back. Yeah, it does feel weird that that's in the board, Haj. I agree. Let's see how this goes, but maybe we'll find a way to get it back in. What would you cut for it? For anybody who wants that moths back in, one of those things we added late, could do like the season or the... What was the other one we just added? Anyway. Start with the Moth Rider here. Nothing to do on 2 here. That's too bad. But at least we got on board on 1. Maybe they'll do us a favor and come up with a 1 toughness. Really? You're gonna cut that? Huh. I mean, it's not doing much here, but it feels like an important card for the deck in the abstract. Just being interaction. Sure. This is our life. Martytron gold 3-drop. Right. Right. So, I guess now, let's see, what's going to happen here? Attack causes a triggered ability of permanent control trigger, triggers an additional time. So really it's just a 3-4 for right now. I guess we just drop the Kirin. Channel Tanuki, end of turn. Really? You're going for mana to make sure we get to 4 so that what? So that we can drop a 4-4 and make sure to have some defense. That makes some sense, but also we can just go 3-drop and then be able to channel this onto here and get a pretty big threat. Although we're about to get hit hard. I'm not blocking with the Moth Rider though, so I'm going to attack with it. I ain't blocking with it. It just feels super rough to not add to the board here, but if I add the Kirin, what are we doing? Yeah, I mean, Alexis is saying the thing out loud that I don't want to admit we might have to do, which is take this rare, awesome flyer and trade it for a grizzly bear. But I think, yeah, I'm going to do that. And this is somewhat banking on there being a land on top. Haj says wants the land for sure. And reconfiguring the Kirin as our out seems like slim to none to me. I'm just going to go ahead and put the plan and accept this trade. It is, but they just need 1 piece of artifact removal. I don't know. And it seems a long way off. I'm just going to be lucky, find the land I was looking for, and now we can preserve and make a 4-4 at least. Might even hold the patrol back, and then we say the captain, we can trade patrol for captain, and I'd be okay with that. That's true, we have season in hand to... consider that. Yeah, we can get this back if we still want to try and play that game. kind of want the preserver to die in glory so that we can get it back along with something. But they're down to only attacking with this, so that feels good. We can just rebuke that if we wanted. This gives vigilance, right? Oh, no, just flying. I'm being too greedy. Yeah, I could have used that as a trick. They're not necessarily thinking that through. Yeah, it worked out land 4. As I called Hajj, that was like, I was basically saying, all right, I'm going to go for, our plan is to draw land 4, and then we got there. So, darn it, we could go, I don't want to use this yet. We don't get enough back. I don't want to use this yet. It doesn't do the thing. Befriending the moths feels awkward too. I'm going to rebuke the captain while shields are down and just trying to hold from here. What does play Kami's Return Preserver do for us, though? It puts a 4-3, which trades for the 3-4 instead of eating the 3-4. It's as remembered, Randolph. Certainly the rat burglar meme shows up a lot around here. We're certainly not done with that meme. Enchantment creature, we could just oh, never mind. I was thinking we had enchantment removal. That's not enchantment removal. And we do have, now we can do befriend and swing. If we get into befriend and swing, we're just taking crackbacks is the thing, math, and we're at 9. So, you know, that's not nothing. We get in for 5, yeah, but they crack us back pretty hard. Whereas they have not been attacking into this. Almost want to just, at this point, EOT channel. So, yeah, we could mods and not swing, but at this point I think I'm going to say no attacks, end the turn, and I'm just going to channel the Tanuki for some land here. They're not showing an attack into the 4-4. It is okay for moths to be a suspended flyer. I'm just choosing to prioritize upping the land count. Discard. Yeah, that's pretty good. Could also by doing this, we get a Season of Renewal play that's much better. We can go Exemplar Season. If we want. We don't need to do that now. I'm just saying. Options. Now I kind of like the Exemplar Befriend play. Maybe, let's see, we'll play the land for sure. Because we could do Season of Renewal and get back the Tanuki and even something like a Cloudsteel Kirin and play the Kirin right now. You would Exemplar, return with Kami. You just want to get some life. That's fair. Getting a little life back. All right, we'll start with Exemplar. Basically, not doing Season is the answer. Is the thing there. Hajj likes getting up to 12. I think we can, with Exemplar at least saying, "Go ahead, bring your chef in." We can take 3 to drop the moths and start pushing back. I'm going to do moths. In fact, we might geothermal back the moths. Just send this in the air 4 times for the win. Well, they're getting quite the board presence there. We can just send the exemplar this time. So if we don't... Yeah, I'm going to go with the exemplar over the preserver on this play. And then we can start with this attack. Maybe I'm being aggressive to even attack, but I think we do. Because we can go Kami, replay, exemplar. Then we get away with that attack. And have some good blocks. Wide board over there, though, so getting scary. But we're about to get some serious resources. 2/4 flyer incoming. If we draw a land, we can even Boseiju and Season of Renewal. If we don't draw a land, we've drawn more action. So action incoming no matter what. Yeah, that's true. We don't even need to draw it. We just play it and cast there. Sorry. This is the problem, though, right? We got to trade for Naomi. And yeah, to that end, I like exemplar on a on the non-token, and then double block the Naomi, and one of these lives. Let's see. Am I doing this wrong? Yeah, if this were a 2/2, the correct play would be to put this on here. Actually, that wouldn't matter either. Yeah, so let's see how this goes. Could be tough. Oppo has really dumped hand here. Is it even enough? Yeah, but I can't get Kieran and Moth Rider. I can only get one of these enchantment creatures and then one of the not enchantment creatures. So we got to get a... we're using 3. That leaves us with 4. We can get an exemplar and a Moth Rider and cast them both. Preserver and Kieran, we can't cast both. Well, then we got to do... Yeah, I guess we do... Oh, wait. Hold on. I did it wrong. Or I did it wrong. Target creature card is Kieran. Target enchantment card is Preserver. I might just still be dead here. I mean, we can play the Kieran, but are we just dead? I think we're just dead. Like, we block their biggest stuff, this, and then we're dead to the rest. So, I don't know. Ah. Well, not timer dead yet, but I think we're just dead, but we'll make Oppo see it. If there was some way you see to not be dead, congrats, I didn't see it. Because this, in case you're wondering, I mean, this needs to be reconfigured if anybody's missing that. Like, you don't get the Platinum Angel effect just by casting it. But we didn't have that, Shaman. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, anybody who wanted the Moth and the Kirin, that's not how that card works. Yeah. The play that the only thing we could do to not die was not legal with the cards we had. I could have taken the 2-drop critter, but then we don't have the Kirin. Then we're taking the Moth and the 2-drop. There was I didn't see it. I don't think there was any way to deal with it. Let's focus on winning the next two. You know, there's really not a lot here. I mean, there's Naomi, but Naomi's literally the only target we've actually seen for this repel, right? That's not an enchantment. Maybe there's enchantment stuff. I guess maybe the enchantment stuff is good enough. Dockside and Architect. You want a more lifelink? Why don't you like the 1/1 flyers? I can take out one. Well, the idea is they're providing ninjutsu outlets for one thing. But I guess if they can't block, they're not good enough here. So you that. Let's put. You want to put the other befriend in? Hey Tups, thanks for the raid. Welcome everybody. We're sideboarding here in best of 3. Run out of time. I'm going to call this good enough. Yeah, combat trick is reasonable. I ran out of time, but I like the combat trick idea too. Thank you. Hope you had a good one too. All right, nice curve out here. Era into Golden Tail with some removal at the ready. And Oppo on the mold to the boot. Go something like this. Well, tricks can be good against aggro in that they tend to be cheap interaction, which can be so important. You know, I'm still going Era here. We got a alternate 2-drop, but try to play this as a 3-drop and activate on the turn it enters. And the scry here is fine. Unfortunately, well, we could keep the Avenger if we wanted to try and ninjutsu it into play. We do have 4 lands. We don't have the second green, but we have the ninjutsu. Master's Rebuke. Not going to be good yet. I think we can keep both of these, though. I want to try to do the ninjutsu. And I think we're going to have the opportunity, but not yet. So I'll put Master's Rebuke first, although I don't think we're going to cast any of these soon, but I want both of them. Because right now I'm going Lifelinker. Although I could also go Shintai and get this going. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. So this is at least a 2/2 next turn. But this is more likely to be able to attack through for the ninjutsu. So I'm going to play this for more likely to be able to attack through. Also, we don't want to use the shrine as a ninjutsu returner. That's true, but hitting just with a 6-5 seems okay, although it's a big setback to do so. Still probably not going to do it here. We'll just go with the shrine in this case. Make him just give us something for that, I suppose. But again, hitting for 6-5 doesn't suck. It's just that the tempo is pretty significant if we do that. And also into open mana. I don't know. This is fine. Well, I think we discard the Rebuke and Antiquity the Saga. Unfortunately, it's funny, the Avenger gets back neither of these, but it gets back this, so now that's real. So yeah, we're going to discard a card, and Rebuke is like our only choice that makes sense to me. Yeah, it gets exactly this, though, is what I'm saying. It doesn't get Fade or Rebuke, is what I was saying. Oh yeah, I could do that. We already had something to get, though. If we didn't have anything, I would have done that. I was just saying that the two things we could have discarded in hand were not backable, that's all. And as for now, we could just get on with it and ninjutsu now, but then we'd have to discard again. We can discard the land. It's just that it gets a big smack in, which is nice to me. But I think we'll go Fade. I'm going to Fade. I don't know, maybe that's wrong. Magic's hard. It allows me to play my land because I'm not worried about discard. But not deploying a 6-5 for value when I can is a little sketchy, but also if we find land here, oh, we didn't, but you know, there were other things that could have made that worthwhile. Now I'm afraid to do it because of the open mana, although it's less, I mean, they can't interact with the ninjutsu, so it's not like they can stop, like kill your creature in response and stop the ninjutsu from happening. And we can, with a land, we could have ninjutsu this and recast it. Right now, we can't recast anything. But I'll still return the Saga. But you see what I'm talking about. You want to do the double striker? I think we just want 6 over 4. But we'll do this. That did not suck. Come on. I might, but that didn't. And they got it, but it's like, it doesn't even matter. We've got too much going on for that to matter all that much. And sending in the reason to not attack first. And I'm just going to hard cast this and hard cast Era. Call that good. Definitely don't want the planes, but we'll take some flight. Moth plus... really what we should do is get the other... Moth Rider, or befriend the moths in, I think. That's good. Keeps them alive. Oh, we did get it in. Okay, never mind. Check it. Oh, sorry, this isn't befriend the moths. So we do need to get the second one in. I want to get the second... I was confused, because I knew I'd just seen it, but it's because I knew we were drawing it. Sorry. I saw it on, I did the scry and then thought that this was that on the battlefield. Magic is hard and confusing. We did put the second in. What did we cut for it? I felt like I lost track of all the moves we made, I guess. All right, we got 2 yeah, but I thought we put in a bunch. That's the thing. Anything I can do about this? This doesn't do anything like that, right? Oh, no, I can blink it. Yeah. Is it fancy play? It might be fancy play. It might be correct to just use that as removal on the Song Shaper. But here we go. Could have blinked his creature and attacked? No, that wouldn't have worked. Oh yeah, well, because it's when it as you cast, yeah. But good idea. I like that thought. Save it through response. But they designed around that, and we got there. So, any other changes we wanted to make? Light the Way was suggested. And it's not a bad suggestion given the low to the ground-ish aggro nature of what our opponent is up to. Heavy removal could also surprise them. They got a couple of these lethal exploits which are very pinpoint. They tend to remove exactly, so +1/+1 counter can counter a lethal exploit. But what are we cutting? Hodge, did you have a thought there? You had a thought on that, right? Yeah, Season is a little clunky against the more aggressive deck, although so removal heavy, it's also gonna be well stocked. But sure, it is definitely a late game card, a later game card, and we're trying to shore up our early game against an aggressive opponent. So let's try that. Yeah, I was talking about getting these back in, though. But this is true. It is going to be clunky. It's a very aggressive card. So maybe we do go down on the play, especially on the draw, especially. We can do that. And but then what are we playing? Do we just want to play a random 2-drop? Yeah, that's true. With 3 life linkers, maybe it's worth it. I'm going to run with it. Because, yeah, with the double striker and the 3 life linkers, the moths have a lot of things to do with that. I'm going to keep this. It's a little slow and is missing green, but I'm going to trust my deck. We get a green card. We get a forest. We're going to be happy. It's just a combat trick. It's fine. But it's just a combat trick. I kept this because any land gives us a double striking 2/2 on 3, and that seemed fine to me against this opponent. Although it probably just gets picked off by the -2/-2. I've been keeping a lot more hands, Hodge, for better or for worse. I mean, actually, it was part of my feedback from the 17 lands thing of like, based on your mulligan habits, it seems like you should mulligan less. It was telling me I was mulliganing too much. We could exile that thing and save some damage, but seems bad to do that for 2 when we can just cast it as removal for 3, and we have this plan in the double striker. Although again, I do believe the plan gets bad with the Simian Sling and the likely removal from Oppo. But I'm not gonna... I can't bring myself to use that here. Virus Beetle, if we pitch a permanent, we could get it back with a future ninjutsu potentially. And here you go. This was requested.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Now, what are you pitching? The obvious is the 6-drop, since it's pretty far off. And by that I mean the Imperial Oath. We can pitch... yeah, let's get rid of the Tanaki. I think you're right. We can't do anything with it until we get a forest, and if we get a forest, we're just going to do this instead. And it's something we can get back with the Avenger. It's not about pitching to get back, it's about that being upside for pitching permanents. It's not the plan, but it's a nice thing to be aware of as being possible. Hey, Babbling Bard, welcome. Glad to have you here. So this is where I think we're probably, like, our best case scenario is that they equip the sling to make the Song Shaper attack through the, or to threaten the Kitsune. But what I think is going to happen is this just gets picked off and we lose. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hodge. They got 2 copies of the -2/-2. I'm expecting one of them here. Set your expectations and then you get pleasantly surprised if you're wrong instead of really annoyed that you lost your creature. I'm expecting to lose my creature. If this works out, hurrah, hooray, huzzah. Celebration noises. Well, they haven't snapped it off. I mean, if they had Lethal Exploit, you'd think it'd be gone by now. No, Exploit gets bonuses for augmented creatures or whatever, not just for artifacts. Modified, thank you. So there you go. Hey, we got our best case, which is just the Song Shaper attacking for a gazillion. We could trade. If we take a trade here, though, then the Simian re-equips and the rest of the board is pretty good, but it's all 1 power. If we don't draw a land, though, we are then probably having to touch the Spirit Realm on yuck. Yeah, and then O-ring the Chef. That's fair too. Got to do something. I think you're right. We got to trade. There's our green. We're hoping for that at some point. Are we just, though, still Spirit Realming here? Or at 16, do we have time? Because we could also just play the Shrine, put a counter on it, and then it's a 2/2 against a sea of 1/1s. They can equip slings, of course. But I think we can hold for a turn. And so I'm going to go Saga. Yeah, I think take 4 is okay here. We can go Realm, 2-drop next turn. We can't put a counter here, but we can cast it. So now we could go... Might still have to go after the Chef, as scary as this thing is. I just don't... I think in the long game we lose to the Chef. Whereas we're about to... we're about to stabilize, right? But we can just play this thing. Yeah, this stops the whole board. But then this gets active. If we put the 6/5, they can double up slings and attack. I guess if we're okay with blocking with the blocking this with the Avenger, we can. All right. I guess we have to. I mean, hopefully they're out of removal and this thing scares them off. Yeah, between flipping the reaches skyward and oathing, we should stabilize if we can survive the turn. It's good. It's clunky, but impossible to deny how good it feels to cast it. When you have 6 mana and drop this, it's either helping your offense or stabilizing your ground, and the Scry 3 is, I think, what puts it over the top. Stabilize for a turn and set up your, and you know, look at your next several cards. It's very good. Logan's just taken this. That's an interesting position, Logan. I'm not going to do that. I think we just need to survive. And, yeah, we're still taking 2, but they lose their biggest creature. And we are about to get pretty wide and pretty good here. I think I just don't want to die. I just really didn't want to die. And that sets us up quite nicely here. I'm going to oath now. Don't need a plains. Probably don't need an exemplar. And we keep the Kami. I'm not even sure what we're doing with it yet, but it's just too good in this type of deck. We'll figure it out. Wondering why Oppo did not use the Dockside Chef. But I guess because we were trading anyway. Never mind. Oppo smart. So, good news, everybody. They didn't attack. Now, what are we doing? We can take the Chef out of the picture. For 3, we can play the Shrine and start growing it. You like it on the rare? That's interesting. Yeah. Fair enough. Haj has a great line. Go ahead and let them sack for value using the Chef, but then we can bounce this with the Geothermal later, and we can still do Shrine counter. Yeah, we can even attack. And to that end, can even attack with a 6/6 if we want. We're going to have a bunch of 2/2s back. They could equip up to make some slightly rough blocks, but not really. I'm sending all. The 2/2s back are enough, especially with the Shrine coming down. I gotta watch my time, as usual. But I can get this done one way or another in 5. If we draw a land, we can do the Kami realm play next turn, even if it's what we wanted. But probably going to just befriend some mods and try to get them dead in 2 swings. That's current plan. Mods not lethal on its own, just if they keep everything back to block. But it's sure some pressure. I guess we can get another land. If this becomes a 7/7, this makes it 8/8. It's close. Depends on what they leave us for attacks outside of the flying Gigantor. There's the exploit we were worried about way back. Yeah, you're thinking of a different different saga, I think. There's a different saga that does what you're thinking about. Arrest is interesting though, but doesn't change much here because we don't have an spare mana. I'm still just going with the befriending, but I can commune first. And we can get land, but it doesn't change anything for the turn, so I'm just going to get a Disciple and do the befriend plan. They've got this with 3, they got slings that represent some virtual damage. I know that we're not, maybe at a pro level, I'm supposed to, yeah, I was supposed to attack with those, I guess, sorry. I don't know why I didn't. I'm just in the mindset of, like, this flyer or bust, but there was no reason not to offer those on the ground. I don't think it matters too much, because it is all about this combo here, but I should have. I mean, nothing has changed right now. Flying a gigantic creature twice, still the plan. And this desperation is just, yeah. As soon as they activated that chef again, I was like, okay, I don't know how they get there. Yeah, I suppose if we were like, okay, the plan is Moth Friend twice, we could have started small, because then you come back big, but that seems fancy play. Then you lose your big creature and you don't have the win anymore. We can take a look at the main. Kind of want the Moth back, the flying... The second befriend back in. Like, play that over... Right. But we had removal for 1 flyer. Because we could, well, maybe we needed 1 more mana, but we had bounce the removal and replay, but maybe we needed 1 more mana for that. Anyway, back to this and running second befriend over what? Oh, I had a rest. Okay, I felt like I had removal for a flyer, but it was already fading away, obviously. I don't know. See, this is why we didn't run the second befriend. It's tough to find a main deck cut. It was easy to cut the patrols against that opponent. It's not great, but I'm not willing to cut it, Haj. I hear you. It's not at its best, but I'm not willing to cut this. I mean, I don't think our removal is good enough to cut this. I want some interaction. I'd rather cut one Moth Rider patrol. I mean, again, we're not really heavy ninjutsu anyway. I think I'm going to do that. This is our first draft of the day, but what we started with Bard was finishing up a sealed I had started over the weekend. This will do. Need some land, but this will do. Pausing for Oppo on one white. I have Garrett's trick list. What might that be? Regent's Authority? Light the Way? Or March of Otherworldly Light, which is a rare. So probably Regent's Authority or Light the Way in Oppo's hand. And us with no third land, bummer. I do. It's just not in our hand, unfortunately. Let's rebuke and go here. Get some value. Don't get to add another counter, but this, I think, is our best hope. All right. Oppo. Is that this? Sorcery, right? Oh, you're saying wait till you're on their turn? Yeah, I suppose. I don't like... I'm just do it while shields are down is my prime heuristic there. I'm gonna just do a double striker. Try to get that going. If we can get the preserver and a counter on the double striker and they don't have anything, that's gonna be very good. Wow, what are they up to? Well, let's attack. We have Preserver to throw some counters or Spirit to save stuff, but if they're not doing anything, I'm just inclined to... Am I playing into a Wrath? What is going on? I don't know. If it's the Wrath, we could just hold and then eat end of turn Preserver. Yeah, I'll pass. We don't have an end of turn Preserver if I put a counter on, but we do have Blink, so that's fine. I mean, if we knew that their hand was just a sea of blanks, we could win next turn off Preserver, putting a counter on each of these, but... Channel. Then return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, right now we're winning. That can't even be played. I think we just win this game. I'm going to go for it anyway. Although, I'll need to do it with Moth style. No need to do it with the risky channel here. Or I can just do Preserver with a counter too. Let's do Preserver with counter. That's a good way to go. Then we're not really risking much here. If they have something, they have something, and we haven't... Like, if they have the deal 4 to attacker, for example, we haven't lost this. But of course, if they had deal 4 to attacker, they had to have just drawn it, because why wouldn't they have used it before now? What a weird game. We just beat a goldfish, basically. We don't know much other than black-white, so presuming that our Fade into Antiquity is pretty good, but other than that, I don't know if we're like bringing in Repel the Vial. We're bringing in anything here? Kind of just want to run this one back. So yeah, I'm going to run it back. And stretch. Well, decent removal given what we saw, but can you keep this? 5 lands, 2 removal spells, no creatures. I think we got them all. Too much can go wrong with that. This looks okay, though. And we're going to keep the Shrine. Maybe we send the Season of Renewal. As much as I like getting value back after a mulligan with something like Season, it's a late game card. Later game card. So I'm going to send that back. Could Samurai for Plains on 2, but I'm down for Shrine here, especially with the Rebuke draw, because we can go Shrine now, next turn, make a 2/2 Shrine and have Rebuke up. Just like this. I wonder if I can full control it and get this before they untap. Do I want to? I think so, but I can also just go Lifelinker. And although if I do that, I can't put a counter here. Kind of like getting the counter going. But also Golden Tail Disciple into Befriending is excellent, right? So maybe I just let this be bad for a little bit. Counter and Samurai is interesting without the 4th land, for sure. Yeah. Well, it is the same opponent. This is best of 3. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, it's true. We can do this. All right. Let's counter and be patient. Because it gives us Rebuke and Samurai Channel. That seems good. And maybe I just try to block with the Shrine. Okay, with them doing that, I'm going to Rebuke to get some so we don't get hit hard, and then will look pretty good for next turn. And they spent 4 on our 2-drop. That's fine. I mean, we put another mana into it, so it wasn't exactly 2. Could do no value Kami, but that seems insane. I want to get value out of the Kami. Recovery unit. Can't get back anything yet, so that's all right. We're just going to befriend. Crack in here. Deal 4? Maybe. I didn't show that last game, so I wasn't playing around it here, but that's a really good play because it actually means Chapter 2 does nothing here. No vehicles in the yard, so this is right now just a 4-3 for 3. Still pretty good, 4-3 for 3, but we can make a samurai. I mean, state of the game. 4-3 vanilla for 3 is not that impressive of a magic card at this point. Well, remember, I mean, we don't need to return this now. If we want to get moth value, we can do that later. And now we get serious Kami value by getting that samurai back. To do that now? Could just double spell here and get this back in a bit. Because we get a 4-3 here. I guess it threatens there. I guess a 4-3 that threatens their 4-3 is reasonable over a double spell here. Yeah, 2-2 threatens alongside the 2-4, I suppose. Can't get both. But then it becomes a trade with Moth, right? Oh, no, I guess... sorry, this pumps up. Yeah. Okay, with that... All right, now I'm convinced. Since the trainee single blocks effectively, let's do it. I missed the Bushido part there. Another Moss. I think we like probably both of those. Make more friends with flyers and then find something else to do with commune. Well, we're going to do this, and then this. In defense of the design of Mulligan Yes, No, we fixed it. The real answer there was to change the buttons from Yes, No to Mulligan Keep. The benefit of asking the question mulligan is that mulligan is a weird word with game rules implications that's good to teach players. So using the word mulligan is good. But I'm going to go with the Kami here. So using the term mulligan is good, but having a yes/no when people have a mentality about keep or not keep is not great. Yeah. Yes, that was actually a lot. That was one of the, you know, in terms of little things that happened with Magic Online during my time there, one of them was expanding our button options beyond yes, no, or whatever that little base of buttons was. And that's the stuff you don't see from the outside, where it's like, oh, it's not free to do that. All right, here we get to commune first and then befriend. And they've got a 4/4, but we're going to fly up a 5/4 and see if they want to trade. The answer is probably yes, right? But at 18, maybe they don't. We'll see. Although, again, I can start with this, and I should start with this. Well, this is all we got, so we'll take it. We could just Sunblade here if we want to do that instead. Yeah, actually, I think I like that better, Haj. You're right. Because befriending the Moss doesn't... Well, we needed to draw that land, but now that we drew the land, I like that better. And I'm going to offer the Kami for either thing on Oppo's side. And then a Vigilant Flying 5/5 even gets through this, right? And that's cool as a trade as well. Yeah, icons as a solution is generally a pretty good idea, and it's good for Magic. I think these icons ultimately do important work that's good. Magic just has so many things that the icons can become overwhelming. Then you lean too hard into the icons and you lose the newer players who are like, what is going on here? Well, that's an interesting attack. I mean, we're just going to take this here. And hope we can find our way. We're not dead to another attack. Befriending. We might need the lifelink at this point, but probably still need more flyers for chumping eventually. So I'm going to do moths for now and fly this thing. Am I blocking with the moth next turn? This is a samurai, so the trouble with one flyer blocker is that it can't block this anyway, so I might as well attack. But if they can tap an extra creature, then we're just dead. So actually, maybe we're just dead if I attack with anything. I might be dead if we attack with... I guess we're... Because if I attack with the samurai... Yeah, well, it's got vigilance. So only the samurai. Yep, there we go. That's all. We're dead if we don't. But vigilance... If it weren't for the vigilance, I couldn't even attack with the samurai, is my point. Oh, that's true. Doesn't trigger... Good point. Yeah. I know Magic rules sometimes. Sometimes. Are we bringing in our Repel the Vial if we go to game 3? Have we seen enough at 4+ here? Not a ton still. Now we're donezo. Yeah, it's the enchantments that give us the reason, huh? Although so far the enchantments have been the targets. Yeah, actually, you call out the enchantments, but the enchantments are all 4 plus. So really, from what we've seen, it's not getting that many more targets and could get stuck in our hand a bit. But I'm willing to... I'm going to stick with 1 Moth Rider. But what are we doing about the repel? I got to cut something is the thing. Maybe one of the befriends here. Something's got to give. We're going to be on the play, which is where I like the befriends. But something's got to give, so I'm going to do that. Scotty gives this set high art marks. It's been good, but I haven't been paying too close attention. All right. Well, no 2 except a Master's Rebuke, but we're going to keep. Trouble is we want both a land and a 2-drop. Can't really get... I mean, I guess if we get to ask the Magic Gods for anything, give us a 2-drop creature followed by a land, please. I mean, that's the dream, but I'll take that too. Just land is the most important thing. If they play a 2-1, I'll pick it off. Hey, they played a 2-1, I'll pick it off. I just like the mana efficiency here. We could also ramp. If we ramp, what does that get us? It gets us 5 early, which I don't think is needed. We'll just do this. Fade. Well, it's again, we could use it, but now I'm thinking we save this for a better target than this. We just go ahead and you think they have a combat trick? Oh yeah, the we did see the maybe we could just trade the disciple for the combat trick. Do we even care that much? Or if we're convinced it's a combat trick, well, they can block here. Yeah, if they block here, even the +1/+1 counter isn't good, right? It's still a 2-for-1. Yeah, I like tap with Moth Rider, but go ahead and offer this, because the trick that I guess if it's +2/+2, yeah, even that doesn't get it done, right? I think this is fine. Yeah, I didn't want to tap it. Oh, if it's an enchantment creature, instead put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, Regent's Authority wouldn't have saved it either, so it might be Regent's Authority. Oh, sorry, I was thinking I was attacking with 3 power. My bad math, but that explains it. In my head, I had 3 power to work with. Yeah, I could have tapped the Exemplar, but I don't care. I would rather tap the thing they might play to block the Disciple. They can have the 3 damage. Okay, they don't get any extra value. We could Tanuki ramp and try to Oath next turn. But is that good? The thing is, Rob, we do have backup plan of just fade the Exemplar. But I don't love throwing away. Oh, that's pretty good, though. It's pretty good. We do need to... All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because I think it's too greedy not to, frankly. Like, I'm just putting too much on my next draw if I don't do this. Because, exactly, Tanuki into Oath would be amazing if we pull off the land. So let's try. And do we care one or the other? I guess we have white activated abilities, so I'll do that. Got there. Don't want that. Do want that. Do we want a trainee? Maybe we just want it because it's action, but there's probably better action lurking. Yeah, you bottom it, Haj. Probably. It's just a little underwhelming. It's just that the fail case of getting a land instead is like, ugh. But we got to keep the samurai. That thing's fine. It was Regent's Authority. Gotta love that. Especially when you follow with a good 4/4. You want to race? Bring it. Nope, don't want to race. But we want to fade now. And now I'm going to play around possible Wrath and hold the Blade Blizzard. Why didn't we block last time? I'm not sure what attacked us that we were supposed to block. What do you mean? I didn't block because I didn't care about the damage it was doing, but I don't remember the other contexts now, Rob. I think because blocking meant trading off a creature, and I didn't want to trade off a creature. Oh, I missed lethal? Well, then that's a reason to block. How did I miss? When did I miss lethal? Right there. But I didn't. It's forward in ninjutsu. I don't think I could have. I think you're wrong. All right, 2-0. Don't think I've updated my record at all, but we're 2-0. Looking to get some gems ahead now, rather than just some gems back. Looks good. Enlightenment on 2, countered Shrine on 3. Parry denied is in denial. What do we want here? Any of those? We've got 4 land. Need more to get to 6. But I like... what do I like? I think I want the fade. I don't know if I want the trainee since we have our kind of curve going here. But I think I want the fade against white. Trainee is good early, Rob, but I have a plan for turn 3 already, which then makes it a turn 4 play, and I didn't like it as a turn 4 play, especially when also on turn 4 I wouldn't mind like casting the fade and putting another counter on the shrine. Bottom second fade? I don't know what you mean second fade. Preserver's nice. We'll drop that on counter on the first striker, I think. And certainly it's the play.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!
All right, finding our lands naturally heading towards this 6-5 is nice. I'm not seeing anything I want to hit with the fade here, but we can attack in, and if they go for a block that kills the preserver, we get season. A strong season. I would if I were that. I mean, I feel like the companion is largely free. The preserver kind of needs to die. They're just taking it though. All right. If this put the land in untapped, I think I would just do it and then season 2 things back, but it doesn't. Oh, Perry, I was just making a joke with your name because you were insisting it was something it wasn't, and your name has denied in it. So I was just joking with that. We're good. Look, Perry, maybe you've never seen this meme before, but you're with friends here.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Anyway, are we fading anything? No. So, gosh. I don't love doing nothing here on 5 mana. Yeah, I'm a big Tick fan, as long-timers know. I have an original piece of Ben Edlund art that he did. I sent in fan mail for the 2nd issue of the Tick comic in 1988, and I requested an original. And Ben Edlund in 1988 drew me a sketch of the Tick. And one of my prized possessions. All right, I think I'm just passing here. It's... ugh. Glad to have you here, Perry. Yeah, I was just messing with you. Don't worry about it. We none of us here pretend that this is an easy game where we should all understand exactly what's going on at all times. Everybody here is smart and doing a difficult thing, which is trying to figure this crazy game out. That's going to be good. Oh, season of renewal is an instant. Interesting. I didn't even note that. This is such a classic sorcery. Well. Fade is a sorcery, but season is not. That's what I'm saying. Which is weird. All right, found a land. And just Tanuki then. Make a 6/5. I could attack first, but it would be a bluff. Don't need to do that. Let's just do this. Oh, sorry. I'm without my audio cues. I might be missing some subs today, and I'm sorry about that if I have. Brian, Valhalla's Chosen, gifting to Perry. Thank you so much for that, Brian. And to anybody I've missed to lack of audio cues, thank you so much for your subscriptions. It's much appreciated. I try to appreciate out loud, but I don't have audio today, so I'm missing some cues, I bet. Do I think this format is closer to Fate Reforged than Kaldheim? What's the implication of those two choices? It feels more Kaldheim-y to me in terms of there's aggro, there's control, there's 5-color, there's 2-color, but to me, when I hear Fate Reforged, I think of the reputation for its princeliness. So if that's what you mean. Still trying to go ahead and trade off here so that we can do some season value. And on that front, I am going to send in the old Tanuki. Maybe I'm supposed to pick off like the Leech Gauntlet or something. And then the blocks get a little tougher. But right now they can block Kami plus something else, and it's like a 1-for-1. But that's okay because I'm trying to get my 2-for-1 out of season. Yeah, so the gauntlet doesn't matter for now anyway. But we're hoping to trade Kami plus something else. Probably Companion and Kami. Okay, they're going to do it this way. Interesting. Well, if they're going to do it this way, we might rethink. Okay, that's what we were expecting. Or just, I don't even know why I give up the Companion. Go ahead and throw anything else on it. But we'll do it this way. That's fine. I see. Makes sense. Saving the Kami. But now we get our fun. Target creature, well, they're both enchantments, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, maybe I might get ratted, you might be right, but I thought we might do... Well, I guess I did have a spare, never mind. I guess we have opposite problems. I've been so punished by holding lands and needing it that my heuristic now is on play it. They're going for a big lifelink hit here. I think we probably just give it to them and fade the leech next turn. The blocks here aren't good with the kunai threatening. commune. We can start there. See if that changes anything. Yeah, you'd figure they were going to do the shrine, although they've tapped out from being able to do that this turn, but they've got a turn to get there. We could fade the 3 damage while we can, and then this gets to keep growing. Maybe that's the thing to do. But start with commune. We're going to grab the removal over the moths. And yeah, let's fade the weapon. And I could arrest here, but we can also just keep growing this shrine. And then we have a double block that makes some kind of sense. Although the samurai is still here making things indestructible. That's annoying. However, I think we've bought ourselves enough time. Could even just take a huge smack from all of this next turn. I practically just want to swing away here and not block with anything. And if they want to give up the samurai even for the vigor, that would be okay. Because heck, they do that, then I just arrest the other thing. I think we're on all attack. This is what I'm trying to decide whether we're offering the shrine. Do you like my offering the shrine? Yeah, Hodge says no. A couple of no's, one yes. I'm going to offer. I mean, that samurai is real good. I'm happy that's off the board. We can arrest the kami or arrest the leech. I think you just arrest the kami here, and then I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to want that shrine. They're going to want that samurai. They were both very good cards. Interesting re-equip, like just trying to keep it out of removal? I don't know. I guess if they got literally nothing else to do. But what if they have draw a 6-drop and now the thing is stuck there? I don't know. I don't know. Oath coming in again. We're at 7 though, staring at some sky damage. They're staring at a crap ton coming at them though, and with Oath holding the ground back, I'm going to start with the swing away. They can make a 5/5 flying lifelink menace? No, this doesn't add power, so it wouldn't even add power. Yeah. Don't need that. Sneaking in double strike could be part of a victory condition next turn. We reaches skyward. Does have reach. I don't think it matters then. though. Like, this is the thing that could end the game. Everything else is the land, and too slow is the other stuff. But they're going to get a certain amount back on the lifelink here, assuming they sky it up. They're at a virtual 9. But, okay. I think they might have to if the lifelink produce more cushion than a blocker, you know? Well, math was for somebody besides me there.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
All right, we want to repel. Maybe on the draw, we'll take it for a moths. I'll do that. Keep cutting the moths just because it's kind of a 4-drop where we have 2 of them, so we still end up with 1 in the deck. They're a little worse on the draw. They're kind of an aggressive card. We can keep this with the Sunblade, getting us a plains on 2 if we don't find one naturally for the era. Prefer just finding plains for the era, but it's nice to know that we have the Sunblade Samurai as a fail case. One more chance to draw for the era. Other than that, we got the Samurai ready. And we'll do that. I'm going to do it now so I don't forget. But I could wait till the end of their turn. But I'm busy. I got to play this meme.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!
Let's go with the double striker here. If we find a land, we can befriend, and that's nice. And if not, we can preserve her. If we find a land, we can preserve her and make it permanent. 3/3 double. I'm gonna start with the double striker, see what they got. If this lives and we can modify it, it'll be good. Ooh, it's chilly in this house. I gotta get this event over with so I can go turn on the furnace dragon. So it seems like there should be a Wally meme for that thing, but gotta go make one, Haj. All right, now we've got the land. If we make a 3/3 double striker, Oppo has no good blocks, so that seems good enough. We just start with the preserver, making a 3/3 double striker, and then oh, cool! Thanks, Prof. Is it? When did you send it? Because I feel like I've been trying to be on top of that. When did I just? Is it been in my inbox way low and I missed? If it's recent, I understand. If it's not, I just. Oh, then it's so old I missed it. Well, I thought the only one I had was the companion. I'll look for it, buddy. Thank you. If anybody made me memes that I haven't for this set that I haven't put up, be sure to let me know because I've forgotten or I missed it. Ooh, Exemplar Era is another reasonable choice. Yeah, sure. Let's do that because then we can go get some land to make sure we keep playing our stuff. Cold Rebuke, also interesting. I don't think I want 2, though. I'm going to choose 1 here. Keep the 1. I'm also trying to beat this Hourglass. Oh, shoot. Guess what isn't a warrior or a samurai? That's right. Luis and Marshall were even talking about that. Wow. Oppo, I gave you a free trade and they didn't take it. Wow, we're lucky. Oppo, I think you're going to regret not trading Golden Tail Disciple for my Double Striker. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I see why they didn't, though, huh? I still think, Pablo, watch. They're still going to regret it. I'm going to make them regret it. Temporary solace, but we'll make them regret it. Hey, they got one too. Because they're going to try it again, right? But we're going to pick it off with the rebuke this time. In order to do that effectively, it needs more power. So I am thinking there's two things we can do. We can send in the Exemplar alone, have that pump to a 3-2, and then, but then they just kill it there. So what I was thinking was that we Preserver plus Rebuke at instant speed. The other thing we can do, well, we can befriend the Moss, but then we don't have the Rebuke left over. So yeah, we are going to do it. We're just going to do it sneaky style. If I send in this, we could even do it now and it would be good. So I'm going to go ahead and send. Because I have Preserver Rebuke for... yeah, and in fact, I'm going to do it now for the extra damage, because I am going to do this anyway, so I might as well do it. Cross fingers. They got a lot of open mana. Make them have it. Still only mostly, right?
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
No choice here. Obviously got a block. But now what? Now how do we not die? At 3 life. I can make a Tanuki now. What do we got coming here? We've got a flyer that won't attack. Oh, but it's on only chapter 1. So something of theirs gets big fly-in, which probably means we're just dead. So any way to win suddenly? Nah, I could make him do it, but with me and Clock, I'm just gonna scoop and get to the next game. We're back on the play, making me like Befriend a little more. So we could bring that back in if we wanted. If we do that, what are we cutting? The repel is what we brought in for it. I've been sticking with the Exemplar just because I need 2s. And we are going to be on the play again. Huh. Season, well, keep in mind, I mean, the game went long. Like, this game went pretty long. Season was good there. I mean, Season helped us go long there. Yeah, interesting. almost want to cut this again, but they do have good targets, and it's instant speed. All right, I'm going to cut a befriend. I'm going to keep the befriend out and run it back with the removal in place. All right, this looks great. A little early to have the season in hand, but I do like it in the deck. There's something to do on 3 instead of one of these 2, which is great. That's kind of what we were missing, and now we get to scry for some lands to make sure we don't miss out on our lands. Ooh. Well. This fixes us if we get there. We have another play for next turn. We could keep the reaches and then hope to draw a land underneath. It's a little greedy, but if Alexis is down for it, I'm in. We do have other things to do. If we didn't have other things to do, that would be super greed. My belly's all grumbly. What are you complaining about? We ate today. Yeah, you could have made an argument to keep the preserver as well, but given that we need a 4th land, I couldn't quite justify trying to keep both of those. I don't think we need to arrest anything here. Well, haste is too good on the sagas with their current power and toughness. You could make cards that aren't too good and have haste, but then they're not visually appealing. Your cards have to have curb appeal, especially if it's the load-bearing mechanic of the set. So you don't want to make cards that power and toughness leap out at you. And so if you solve the problem through power and toughness reduction, you make less appealing looking cards, even if they're equally balanced. We could arrest the vehicle, but do we even need to yet? Let's start with figuring out our attacks, which is pretty easy. Our 2 flyers. Yeah, look what we were just talking about. So if we're going to do it, though, we should do it now so that we can do our other stuff next turn. If we think this needs to be arrested eventually, let's just do it. Boy, I've never seen anybody play this without triggering it, which means people are putting it in their decks correctly, but still. Yeah, there are some that have haste deliberately because it's in the color pie of the critter or whatever, but anyway, we'll go get some lands. Just the flyers. No reach. Fade. Let's just fade the life linker here. And then we're doing really well on the race, right? With no reach, just the 3-2 flyer is looking pretty scary for Oppo. All right, well, here's where they get the Kieran. We have Season of Renewal for some comebacking. Rebuke, interesting. Great draw with the Forest already in hand. Let's see, what do we want to do? Attack, bounce back the Era. And we're not moth riding to tap, so let's just send in. And yeah, we'll rebuke over replaying the Era. And yeah, probably just keep it up, right? We'll just make our blocks and rebuke as needed. Although this, oh yeah, this is something getting flying here, so maybe we need to do it. Well, it still doesn't matter. We can still just do it when they're attacking. Yeah, we also have reach. So again, we're not going to do it until we need to. Because what we're hoping to do is clear blockers for a win next turn, rebuke, plus Moth Rider tap. Although then, yeah, because then we have 2 lethal attackers and then them with 1 blocker in that case. A nice no contest scoop also fine. Right, so this gets 1 blocker, Patrol gets another blocker, and then we're looking good. But I'm assuming that we're not done here, that they have something in hand. They either interfere with one of our attackers or produce another blocker is what I was thinking. If they go Menace, but we want them to attack. So if they can't kill us, tapping their potential blockers just makes our job easier. Yeah, I mean, I actively want this, because then we just have the win, right? Kill one, tap the other, all good. What's Womp Womp, Rob? For them or for us? This still seems great for us. Game winning even. Yeah, if they have Retribution, that's it. That's the only thing I can think of. We're certainly going to try. And of course, they have a crackback for the win in that case. Well, I'll just kill the Samurai. I mean, like, we're killing and tapping and going for the win. That the only thing they could have that I can think of is the deal 4 to attacker. They've shown it. They might have it. I'm ready. It is what it is. But we're going to try to win. Hey, they didn't have it. Nice. 3-0 to start the week. Very good. Good format. Still so much to figure out about this format, and the games are challenging. It's one of those formats that presses on my pride a little bit, as I have to try and manage some complicated magic in front of a crowd. But I've gotten used to that. One of the best things about streaming has been the calibration of my own play skill and being comfortable and fine and happy with where I'm at and where I'm going. And where are we going? That depends on whether anybody has raid captain. Not seeing any raid captaining. Looks like gauntlet signups are in effect. We're going to do sealed with the Arena Open sealed day 1 coming up this coming weekend. Figured we'd do some sealed this week for gauntlet. And if you'd like to join in, let Mama know, join the Discord and check in. And we'll have some fun with sealed on Friday. I'm going to give a beat here for a raid captain, but I don't see it, so I'll go check on my choice. Semulin has been called. You got it. Thanks, Timber. Right on. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks, YouTube friends. Hope you had a good time and hope the VOD plan is working out okay. Gonna get that going. As I speak, I haven't even put up a video yet that says VOD, but that's gonna start this week. So we'll see how it all goes and how YouTube is running with it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Had a lot of fun. I usually do when I 3-0. Funny. When I win every one of my matches, I end up being in a good mood. I don't know. There might be a correlation of some kind there, but that's going to take some deep thought. All right. Say hi to Semlin and catch you on Wednesday. Bye, gang. Thanks for hanging.